Your thoughts on this devastating performance? What do you think, Big T?
I mean, it's just pathetic, really. I mean, all for nothing the whole game, and I think that's on the manager. It's got to be on the manager. It's shocking stuff. I mean, going forward, there was nothing. Hurtado, no service, and his stuff, like, unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
Who do you think was the best player on the pitch today?
Well, I mean, Davies has to be Davies. And again, we're down 2-0, and what does he do? He puts Davies at left back, our best player going forward, and he moves him to left back. I mean, it just it makes no sense.
What do you think needs to change today?
Well, it's the manager, it's the structure. There's no expectations, just sits back the whole game, does nothing going forward. And to me, that's also on Leonard Doozy. He's just terrible. Call him Leonard Dummy, he's terrible. You can't, I mean, nothing. We don't sign any good players. His ambition is to finish a decent, maybe make the playoffs every once in a while. There's no ambition. You see, packed stadium, tons of money. We do nothing with it.
It was a horrible performance today. But so here are player ratings, starting with the goalie, Stefan Marinovic.
I mean, it wasn't great from him today. The first goal, not much you could do about it, but the second one, he's got to communicate better with his defenders, and it's gone quite near him at the near post. It's tough. Those are lucky. It's unlucky, but he's got to do better. And the distribution, nothing spectacular. So for me, it's a 4, maybe a 5, but a 4.
Okay. Now on
4.5.
4.5. Okay. Now on to the right back, Jake Nerwinski.
I thought he was pretty invisible all game. He had a few moments where he fell down, screwed up a bit embarrassing. Didn't do much going forward. To me, it's a 4. Didn't do anything. A few mistakes.
Now moving on to Jose Aja.
I mean, the fans gave him the man of the match. I mean, I don't really know why. First half, he had a few good clearances, but it wasn't anything spectacular. Pretty average performance from him. He gets a 6.
Yeah. Now moving on to the captain, Kendall Waston.
He was pretty solid in the back. I thought he won a few headers that were nice, but that mistake on the second goal, can't communicate with Marinovic. That was really inexcusable by Kendall. So I'm gonna give him a 5.
Yeah, and he made that mistake before. Remember when?
Yeah, against Toronto in the final of the Canadian Cup. That has to stop. That has to get out of his game.
So now moving on to Marcel de Jong.
I mean, to me, he did nothing. He's playing on the wing there with Davies, and he should be doing better with the players of Davies' caliber. He wasn't overlapping, not great service, and defensively, I mean, average, mediocre. For me, it's a 5.
Midfielders, Felipe.
Oh, Felipe, thought he fell a lot. He needs to be stronger. I really didn't like the diving. You know, I thought he could offer much more going forward, but didn't do anything. Yeah, I agree. Really, no creativity, flopping a lot. I give him a 3 this game. Really, really sad to see that from him.
Yeah, I also think the other midfielder, Efrain, he basically had the same performance, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he pushed the ball forwards a couple of times, which was basically all we had going was a few dribbles to forwards. So, I mean, he did contribute that, but outside of that, nothing. He's too slow, and he doesn't have that final pass to really unlock anything. So, for me, a 4.
4. Now to the youngster, Alphonso Davies.
You know, I like to see his dribbles, his tries, pretty impressive. Some of the stuff he could do. He had a few chances, but didn't really create as much as he should have or finish off the chances. So maybe a 6 or 7 for Davies. But
okay, I think it was a mistake though to put him as a left back, right?
Yeah. I don't think it's fault. No good service. When he did get the ball, he had that shot in the first half, pushing well forwards. And then you've got the idiot Robbo who decides he's going to play him at left back when we're down, put our best attacking player there. So you're right, and he didn't. And there were a couple of times where I thought he could have got involved a bit better, like Bryce said. But yeah, for me it's a 7. He was probably still our best player.
Okay, the striker, Hurtado, he was pretty invisible tonight.
Yeah, I thought we really, really missed Kai Kamara out there. With Kai Kamara, I feel like we would have had 3 of those chances at least could have easily ended in goals. Blondell would have been nice, but really Hurtado, really invisible out there. We need better if we're gonna try to win games, especially at home. We can't have a striker do that. It's embarrassing. So for me, another 3, maybe even a 2 for him. Just it's so invisible.
We missed Russell Tybert, so he was probably our best midfielder, right?
Yeah, he wasn't bad. I mean, he won some balls back, and he was directing play from back there. I felt he could have been a little bit stronger in a couple of tackles. We missed a bit of the physicality of Gazal, but we've not had for a while. But I think overall he was decent. I'll give him a 6.
And the bug, what did you think?
The bug. Well, you know, I thought that he was at the start of the game, especially he was trying to create a bit, but he didn't do anything much like significant. You know, he was trying a few things, but nothing happened. And really, I saw when he was trying to get on the end of those crosses, and he's like 5'2", like that. He can't do that. What is he doing there? Honestly, for me, it's 6 for the bug.
Now moving on to the subs, Breck Shea.
Our worst player. I mean, he's really terrible. This is Robinson's idea. He's going to sub on a guy. He can't dribble. He can't pass. He can't shoot. He can't defend. He goes around fouling people and losing the ball. Nothing. He does nothing. He scores a few tap-ins on the road, and that's Robbo's idea of like a good like substitute to energize the game and create chances. Just useless. Useless player. Gets a 3.
The next sub.
Never want to see him playing again.
The next sub, Mosquito.
Mosquito, you know, didn't really get much of a chance to do anything. It's a 5 for me. Just, I guess, didn't get a chance, didn't make a difference. I feel like that's a theme for a lot of our players today. Just didn't really do anything.
And the last sub,
was Jordi Reyna.
yeah, Jordi Reyna. Yeah.
So he's coming back from injury. I did think he got on the ball a couple of times, but he's not really the same player as last year. There's a lot of stuff going on off the field there. But, I mean, he was all right. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, needs to improve. Reyna, if he's going to be our best player like he should be, needs to be better than what he was today.
Yeah, his performances last year at the end of the season were a lot better than what he's shown us this year.
Yeah, maybe he's getting our expectations up, our hopes up with last year, but if he's going to be that key man, he just wasn't that today, and so it's too bad.
Yeah, now the manager.
I mean, Robbo, it was awful. He did nothing the game. We struggled to break them down. The press in the first half, second half they sat back. It's really, we can't play attacking football. It's a theme. Game after game, we just sit back. It's the only way we can score is against the good teams. We can't break teams down. His way of tactics is just swapping the wings every once in a while with Davis to share. It's not FIFA. You actually have to set something out to break down the teams, not just like hit down on the directional pad. He's just, I mean, it was nothing going. Defensively, people say he sets up a good team, but I didn't see that today. And just playing 10 men behind the ball doesn't mean you can actually set up a defense. Again, the sub's terrible. Breck Shea does nothing. I don't know why he thinks such a good idea. And then Davies at left back is truly one of the stupidest things I've ever seen a manager do. It all falls on him, and if this continues, if we do not see much better performances and the Whitecaps contributing better, to me he's got to go, along with Leonard Doozy. He gets a 1 today.
And finally, the fans today. They were pretty quiet.
Yeah, well, I guess they didn't give a lot to cheer about. It's just quiet game by the players, quiet game by the fans. Pretty disappointing.
That one guy who ran on the field was good.
Yeah, the pitch invader.
One pitch invader, probably the highlight of the game there. Yeah,
he wasn't a great pitch invader. He just stood there. I would have liked to see a couple juke moves on the stewards, maybe put some guy on the ground and some tackling, but next time.
Yeah. But also LAFC, they played a lot better than us. Like the goal by Vela was really nice.
Yeah, well, Vela, you know, Rossi, Arena, they showed what they could do. Those like back heel passes, they were toying with us pretty much. It's embarrassing. We have to improve. We can't let them do that in BC Place. It's our home. We have to make it a fortress. It's just embarrassing today.
Okay, thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Shocking stuff.
Whoa!